All right, so the next question we always get is, how does ChampAmerica help students with resumes?
Well, we believe that resume is the key to getting you an interview. And at ChampAmerica, we make every effort to showcase you through the individual customized resume modules. So we start by understanding you and your stories and understanding the gap and coming up with ways to close that gap. We then help you come up with a good narrative story to bring all your stories together. And in the process, we build in our deep expertise into your resume.
Right. And the other thing that's important is that we know most of you are not native speakers, and this is what we do best. So we make sure that your resume sound native, sound polished, and also it sounds 高大上 in Chinese to recruiters. Right? I'll give you two examples of how we sort of help polishing the language a little bit. We have a resume that we recently received. The student said he received 3 Excellence Award when he was in college. Now, as a Chinese native speaker, I know immediately what that means, right? That's 三好学生. However, if Coach Anatoly sees it, he might be confused and say, what is that, right? It's not a concept that exists in here. So how we would say it, the closest to 三好学生 here would be either something that you're on the dean's list or you received Excellent Student Award for academic performance as well as social engagement. Does that make more sense to you?
That makes much more sense right away.
As a native speaker. And another example is recently we had another resume that says the student was interning at Citigroup in China. And she said, I help with all kinds of transactions while I was there. Now, that sounds very broad, generic, and it's actually, it might be exaggerating a little bit.
Either exaggerating or it sounds like the person is trying to claim more than they actually have done or more than they actually do know.
Right. So if I were looking at the resume, I would probably say specifically I worked on these 5 type of transactions. Or you can also say, you know, I work on a variety of transactions. And what that does is that might prompt some questions from
I
your
agree,
recruiters.
much better that way. That actually gives that provides the opportunity for the interviewer to spark a conversation, and for the interviewee, you, to engage in active dialogue.
Absolutely. So this is what we do best in terms of resumes. We build your story, we pull in the narrative, we assess the gap, we close those gaps, and we also build our industry expertise into it. At the same time, we make it look and sound polished. And this is how your resume will stand out in front of recruiters.